Hi there, welcome back. In this section, we will be covering an overview of the responsibilities of the HR departments. On the first column, you see function. So here are 10 common HR functions that is typically seen in organization. Well, note that not every organization will have all of these 10 functions. They can have more than this or they can have less. It really depends how strong or how well equipped that organization is or how advanced their HR management is. On the second column, you see a general brief description, which is the responsibilities of what each of this function generally does. Now, just an overview. For the remaining weeks, for the whole of this module, we are kind of going to be spending 1 week on on one function. Okay, so each week, starting from week 3 onwards, we will touch on one function. We are going to cover almost every function there is stated in this slide. Some of them we will go through in brief, some of them we will go through in detail, especially the ones that will relate to you more as you start working. So now I'm going to go through an overview of what to expect for the whole of this module, and I will be just briefly touching on each of these functions one by one. First, we start off with job analysis. We start off analyzing what type of employees does the organization need and how can they best perform. That's job analysis and job design. For example, if your organization is a high-tech company, then you have to analyze what kind of jobs do you need. You need lots of high-tech jobs. You need IT. If your company is a F&B, food and beverage, then probably you need people that are like chefs, cooks, people that are service crew. Or if your company is a manufacturing company, then you will need workers that are factory workers, production workers. So you start off analyzing the job, the company, what kind of job you need. Then next, how to design the job such that they can perform well. For example, if IT people, they need very strong Wi-Fi, they need very good laptop, then you got to define what are the resources that that job requires. Or if you're a chef, then maybe you don't really need very strong IT, very good laptop, right? You probably need very good cooking equipment, kitchen, utensils, etc. So that's job analysis and job design, whereby you just understand what's required and you design the job such that people can perform well. Next, we have recruiting. So now you already know what kind of people you need from just now, you analyze and you design. Next, you go and get these people. So recruiting is where you go and find the right and the best people for the job for your organization. Then once you have like a pool of people, a pool of candidate applicants, you select, you pick the best. You pick the one that best fits your company. Because to be frank, to be honest, like guys, next time when you apply for a job, you saw it in a recruitment ad. It's not just you applying for it. There will be many other people applying for it. How does the company choose who to get it? Do they get you? Do they bring in your friend or someone else? That's selection. That's the process whereby the company, the organization identifies people that's the best for them. Need not be like the best, like the highest GPA or the best looking or I don't know, the wow, most impressive person. But they just want to hire people that has the best fit and that can best help to achieve organization goals. So some of these skills are things that are highly valuable. Organizations look out for it. When you go for interview, a lot of them look out for the following: teamwork, decision making, problem solving, the ability to plan and prioritize, excellent verbal communication skill, the ability to gather and process information. These are top qualities that employers look for. So note to you, ladies and gentlemen, you who are watching this video right now, as you're watching, it's not too late. You can start to grow and hone and build up such skills, because you know that these will be the skills that organizations would look out for in employees. They are important traits that you and I should work towards too. And it's never too late. It's never too, so you can say, well, oh, I'm already graduating, I'm too late for it. There's no such thing. Regardless of whatever job you are in, whatever function, you can be in any specialization. These are common skills that are applicable and would be good to have for every one of us. Now, after you recruit and you bring people in, what you need to do next is to help people become better. So, organizations will be training the employees, will be training you and I. Now, the organization wants to grow us human capital. They want us to be better. So organizations will put in the effort, the money, the time to enable employees to learn more, to gain more knowledge, skills, to become better. That is a given. And that is one of the things you should make use of. You should really treasure the fact that organizations are willing to invest in you, are willing to train you. So on your part, you have to take training seriously. You have to be eager, and you have to have the good attitude to want to be trained, to want to learn more things, because that only adds to your personal value. Development is when you move on to the next level. You become better, you level up. So when you train, you're starting from ground zero, you get certain technical training. And beyond that, you are developing further. You probably go from novice to expert, expert to specialist, to higher and higher, maybe moving on to management. You're developing more areas of your life. So these two components are things that you will get as an employee, and the organization values highly. Now, after spending so much time training employees, the company wants to make sure that the employees perform. So here's where performance management comes in. It's the process of ensuring that employees are performing. It's like, for example, if your boss spends so much money, send you for courses, send you to take up certificate, send you for further studies, then when you come back, you better perform. How to make sure that you're performing? Organizations will then measure, objectively measure. It's important to be objective, cannot be like biased, should not be subjective, should not be like, oh wow, I really like this employee, right? Because wow, this employee is very pretty, very handsome, or like, wow, this employee is great, huh? Because the employee go drinking with me after work, happy hours, or we go party together. No, that's not fair. That's going to be very demoralizing for performance. Instead, performance management is about ensuring objectively that these employees are doing well and they are doing the right things, and it's measurable and it shows serious outcomes, positive outcomes for the company. Now, for those who are performing, what do you do next? You reward them. You give them bonus. You give them more money. You pay them well. You retain them. So this is the realm of compensation and benefits, whereby how much should you pay people? When should you pay people? What should you pay? It's not just money involved, okay? It's not just giving people money, 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 because money is important, but money is not everything. Okay, unpopular opinion. Money is not everything in life. All right, you have heard of the news whereby people who earn so much, millionaires, they get depressed, they get unsatisfied, they're just not happy. Okay, because money can give you up to a certain level of satisfaction, but it can't give you what a human in general needs. So understanding what kind of pay, how much money to give is important, but the organizations should also know what types of benefits to give. Okay, so in this function of compensation and benefits. It's not just cash that the company is giving you, they also have to give you benefits to motivate the employees. And not everything is about money. Again, unpopular opinion, but you're going to learn in detail in this chapter what are some of the full package companies can give to employees to make employees happy and to make them perform better. Next up, we have employee relations. So, organizations need to build good relationships with employees. It's just like boyfriend, girlfriend. Boyfriend, girlfriend need to work on building a good relationship with each other to maintain that status, that relationship, right? So let's take it for example, like the organization is like the boyfriend and the employee is like the girlfriend. Okay, if the boyfriend doesn't bother to keep a good relationship with the girlfriend, then the girlfriend can just leave, right? Like the employee can just quit. And vice versa, if the girlfriend doesn't keep a good relationship with the boyfriend leaves. Which means if the employee doesn't do a good job, then the organization will fire the employee. So it is very important that the organization puts in the effort to maintain good relationships with the employee and make the employee feel good, because if the employee doesn't feel good, the employee can leave, and that's not very good for the organization. Organizations don't want good employees to leave. It actually hurts them more than otherwise. Moving on, next we have policies. So all HR activities require fair and consistent decisions, and most will require things that will keep the organization running smoothly. And for to do this, we have policies involved to ensure there's a protocol to follow. It doesn't deviate too much. There's a standard, there's a structure. And so personnel policies, HR policies will keep everything in check, ensure that things are running smoothly. And that covers the realm of hiring, disciplining, promoting. You can't just anyhow hire anyone you want. I hire my girlfriend, my boyfriend, I hire my best friend, even though they don't have the qualifications to do the job. Or you can't just promote anyone you like. I promote my best friend, I promote my family member, or, although they are not even performing. No such thing. There are policies in place to ensure things are fair and things are going consistently. Next, we have data usage. As you know, in today's age and time, everything is about data. We have lots of data available. We have lots of information in the company. How are we going to make good use of this information? How are we going to best utilize these data that we have to improve the company? That's where data analytics comes in. In this case, we have workforce analytics, HR analytics. So we'll be studying trends, numbers, like what's going on in the company and what is there to note. For example, if every year employees are very punctual and they are happy, and then all of a sudden in this particular month, in April, for example, all the employees start to resign. The turnover rate is so high. Everybody starts to quit. Everybody's not happy. Everybody's late for work. So the numbers show anomaly. Something's happening. Why suddenly all the past few months is fine, and then April, boom, go down and so bad? That's where organizations need to take note using data to analyze why is there a discrepancy, why is there outlier, what causes the deviation from the norm, and what can the organization do to correct such anomalies, such deviations. Next would be compliance with law. So as you know, in Singapore, organizations have to comply with our government, and in HR context, it's MOM, Ministry of Manpower. As long as you're a registered organization in Singapore, you hire employees, then you have to comply with employment law, employment act instituted by Singapore government, by Ministry of Manpower. So that includes things like no discrimination at work. You cannot treat your employees unfairly. You cannot not pay them. You can't um, ask them to work and then suddenly say, "Oh, sorry, I'm not paying you. Don't have the money." You can't like treat them unfairly. Like if a female employee gets pregnant, okay, fire the employee. All these actions are prohibited and they are actually enforced by the government, by MOM. So the HR department needs to ensure that such acts are being enforced in the company and they don't want to get the company into trouble. Even things like foreign worker quota, like how many, the ratio of local and foreigner in the organization, it is the HR department's job to coordinate and to ensure that's being done. Finally, the function covers supporting organization strategy. So a few of them here. First would be HR planning. HR planning would be, firstly, it is the department that sits down and strategizes how many people does the company need. Like for example, if you own a small cafe in let's say Thomson Road, small nice cafe, how many people do you think the Thomson Road cafe needs? Probably 3 to 4. If it's medium size, 5 maybe, and in the cafe. Maybe if you have 2 shifts and maybe 2 sets of 5, you have 10 employees. Okay, 10 is the number. And the types of employees, what are the types of people you need? If it's a cafe, you probably need baristas, you need service crew, you need a cook, chefs. Okay, you need about 10 chefs, barista in the Thomson Road Cafe. But if you are not Thomson Road Cafe, if you are organizations like Google, do you think it will still be the same 10 barista service crew? No. You need more than 10. You need probably, I don't know, a few thousands, tens of thousands of employees. And what are the types of employees you need? Probably IT, programmers, hackers, designers, marketer, whatever. It's totally different from maybe if you are a Thomson Road Cafe owner or if you are the owner of Google. It's totally different HR planning involved. Next, talent management. How do you attract, retain, and motivate your employees? Say, for example, the Thomson Road Cafe example. How do you make them do work better? Probably you give them perks, like you give them free food, you give them a nice environment, you give them a good salary that will motivate the cafe workers. But for Google, probably they want more. They want like overseas opportunity. They want like high visibility projects. They want to do things like be involved in the products, the latest products Google has, Google Document, Google um, Word, Google whatever products. It's different tools, the different set of tools that can motivate, attract, and retain the different types of employees in different organizations. And lastly, corporate social responsibility. Now, employees working in a company want to feel like meaningful. They want to feel like, wow, I'm working in this very good, meaningful place. And what's going to help them is corporate social responsibility. So, for example, companies can adopt enterprises or adopt NGOs, adopt some social service, social organizations, and give the employees a chance to give back to society. So, in this case, in this example, you see, if you're working for HSBC, then this bank, HSBC, they do a lot of CSR, a lot of social responsibilities in investing in social welfare projects, and they get their employees to be involved. So, for example, my friend in HSBC, she will be given a budget, for example, like a couple of $1,000s a year. And with that couple of $1,000s, my friend who's working in HSBC can get to plan for some events, fundraising events. So I understand last year, before all this COVID period, last year she organized like a party for the orphans, the Indian orphanage. So she gathered all the children together, have a fun evening of games, prizes, and that really makes the employees feel very good. They feel like, wow, this the organization is so meaningful. It makes the employees feel very meaningful, and that will again, that is the key of human resource, the ability to make the employees feel good, the ability to make them perform better, change their behaviors, attitudes, and performance.